It's Anna from Barcelona, and I have finished to pack all my things because I'm going to Leeds mission with a girl that I still don't know her. So I'm gonna meet her in the airport, and then the adventure will start. Sure. Bye.
Where are we going to?
Leeds.
To do what?
I'll tell you in the hotel when we get there, okay?
And we're meeting the curator of the exhibition at 2:30, and we hope to discover about representing space and the idea of space in architecture and sculpture in the Henry Moore Institute.
Hello, we're now in the Leeds Art Gallery in this exhibition curated by the Henry Moore Institute on prospects in space.
But this piece by Stephen Willett, this kind of structure, people look at the label first and then the image, or the other way around. But then having it called organic exercise number 2, that kind of, to me, it kind of suggests that it was an organic process of producing the drawing, because it's kind of
natural.
Yeah, it's natural, as in sort of
hands.
loose, or kind of a loose. Not using a ruler, you know, to produce these kind of structures, but at the same time, it's kind of using organic as to reference nature as well. So it has that kind of duality, if you like. It is a structure that could be bricks or tiles, but it's also meant to have that kind of ambiguous quality or kind of duality, that it's something that's therefore man-made and constructed, but could also be something that's completely natural, and sort of looking at building blocks, if you like, at different sizes. So it can be on a kind of microscopic level, or it can be something that's more to do with space and architecture and more environmental. But then if you look at this piece, the Magdalena Jetlova, the space drawing, I mean, this is something that inside a tunnel, which was underneath Dean Clough in Halifax, which is a space that the Henry Moore Institute used to use for exhibitions and for storage. Magdalena had a laser light sort of projected onto the wall, and you can sort of see, I don't know if you can pick up the details, there's the brickwork and the kind of the arcing of the tunnel. So a photograph was taken of that, and then by heating the photograph, this soot was applied to the surface of it, and then there's a sort of calligraphy or kind of writing that has been applied by taking away some of the soot into the image, and that's produced this final kind of composite image. But I suppose, it's kind of, this is very much a personal kind of exploration of space and interior, and it's also obviously using interior as a metaphor for her own mind and her own position, being a kind of a Czech artist who was previously, not allowed to say whatever she wanted to say, or her movements were restricted, or her activities were restricted. So this is very much a kind of personal exploration, but using, and again, using a space that the public, I think, could go into, but it's not completely open.
So it's not only what the space that wants to be represented, but the space where it's worked on. So what we see in other works as well is how you want to represent how space feels like or looks like. So not only looks, because looking has to do with what there is there and that what you can see, but then what it feels like what occupies the empty so-called space in between them.
Yeah, so I suppose, in the other works that are in the exhibition, perhaps in a more overt way, kind of look at, they show the structure of the room itself in terms of architecture and perspective, and actual walls and divisions, but then the exhibition is meant to be kind of looking at the emotions and, like you say, the things that you perceive in terms of atmosphere or tensions, within a space, because of confinement or arguments, or, saying that, the space isn't just neutral.
As you can see, we're now outside the Henry Moore Institute. There are several exhibitions going on, and the one we're centering on today is this one about interior space and how it's represented in paper. Now, we had a look at it just a moment ago, and it's really interesting how it's a mixture of representational, as in a project for architecture, and also artistic. And it's curious how different techniques are used to portray the sensations around space. Now, as we were discussing earlier, in the plane actually, we have this idea of space as the nothing, the no thing in between things that actually count. But here, they see space as something that is full of ideas, expressions, emotions. It's something there that has meaning. So we'll see that with different exhibits that are shown here.